What is up, YouTube? We back again with another video, and today I'm finna be showing y'all how to EQ y'all vocals and get them, sounding like they should sound, you know, professional. First, we gotta get some vocals, so we finna record some little shit. Like we just finna bullshit real quick. We finna just freestyle some shit, and then we gonna EQ what we freestyle, whatever we come up with, and just, hey. Bear with me. It might take me about 2 attempts to come up with something decent to record. I'm just gonna freestyle this shit though. Let's get it. Wavy. I keep on thinking about my old days. I keep on thinking about my old ways. I keep thinking about the old days. I keep thinking about the old days. Wondering what I'ma get into. I've been trying to run up the hundreds for the I've been trying to get to the cash, get faded. I've been trying to show the whole crew we can make it. I've been trying to show the whole team we the greatest. I've been trying to show the whole world we gon' take over. Get this shit a makeover. This a sound takeover. I got diamonds on my neck. Hey, fuck this shit on. You know what I'm saying? That's what we doing. I keep on thinking about my old days. I keep on thinking about my old ways. I keep thinking about the old days. I keep thinking about the old days. Wondering what I'ma get into. This is what finna go down. We finna solo it, so we can only hear that part, right? We finna just listen to it, bro. Just listen to it. I like to take the auto-tune out, but for the sake of your fucking ears, bro. For the sake of your motherfucking ears, bro. Cause I was just in this bitch hollering. So goddamn, for the sake of your ears, I'm gonna keep that motherfucker on. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep it on. But basically, y'all like, comment, and subscribe on the video, man. Like, comment, subscribe to the channel. You did. Make sure y'all do that. Please, bro. We trying to get this channel up. We trying to get it up and running. But what we finna do is finna jump into this EQ, right? I'm finna show y'all 2 different ways. This is a visual. We're gonna use a visual EQ. And I'm finna show y'all how to do the visual EQ with the analog version of this shit. And then to even help you even better understand it, we got the PDF, we got the manual and shit right here. Show you everything what I'm trying to say. I'm finna help y'all out a lot. Alright, so first we're gonna do the visual EQ. Something you can see. You can see right next to the vocal, right? You can look at the vocal and you're gonna play it and watch. I keep on thinking about my old days. I keep on thinking about my old ways. I keep thinking about the old days. I keep thinking about the old days. Now, for starters, first thing I want to do is we're gonna get this low pass filter, right? Low pass filter is low cut. They call it the same thing. Low pass, high pass, whatever. Look, this is a low cut right here. This is what you call a high cut. That usually go like this, from this angle. But what we're gonna do is a low cut. And how we're gonna do this is we just gonna, you can click over here if you got this EQ. To even help you even better, we finna pull up this EQ. This comes with Pro Tools. Stop. To do a low cut, you just hit this button right here. They call this a high pass filter on this. So what you want to do is you want to do that. You could change how steep you want it. This will show you better. Saying how steep you want it, like this. Slope. That's how you would do it on yours. And this is a low pass filter or a high cut. This is a high cut, but it's also called a low pass filter. So it's a low pass filter. Change the slope of that. Whatever. Okay. Now, this is your low frequencies. Now right now it's on a shelf. A shelf means that it look like this. Like it's shelving like this. Like as you can see, it's at an angle. This is like a bell. Bell shaped like a bell. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you can change the steep how you want it. You know you can make it look like this. You can make it look pointy. You can do whatever. If you want to get real good with your cuts, you want to cut the vocal. You know, take stuff out. You can get it real steep. Certain things, certain frequencies, you can take it out like this. You wanna, if it's a little thick in a certain area, you can keep it like that. You know, and some EQs even let you change the slope of this type of thing. Instead of it being like that, it can be like this, and you can get it tighter, which is I'm gonna show you in the other EQ. This is a stock EQ that don't, you're a little limited to what you can do with it, but it gets the job done if you needed to get the job done. It can get done on any EQ. You don't have to be strategic with every EQ. Some EQs you can, some stuff you can cut just 2 frequencies and it sounds amazing. Some stuff you can boost 1 frequency and it sounds amazing. You don't even got to do a low cut. Some like this all varies on the vocal and where you're recording it and everything. If you got a good studio, you had a great studio, you might not need to do this much EQ work. If you in like a bad room or something like that, like a closet, or you in like a bathroom and it's a lot of reverb, you might have to do a bunch of these cuts, like a bunch of them. You might have to do like plenty cuts like this, many cuts. You might have to do a bunch just to even get rid of some of that noise. But we finna get into it. Now, that was the stock EQ. We're gonna show you this with this EQ. So now, we finna listen to the vocal. And I'm finna talk you through it.
I keep on thinking about my old age.
Now, what I like to do while the vocal playing, I like to take it far over, as far as possible. So it sounds like this. And then I like to bring it back to where it sounds normal.
I keep on thinking about my old ways. I keep thinking about the old days. I keep thinking about the old.
And like it sounded normal around like 180. My vocals, just this specific vocal, it sounded normal around like 180. But what I like to do is, because I don't like my vocals to be too thin, and I find that like when I EQ vocals, where I find it to sound correct that, it be too thin. So what I like to do is, I like to go back a couple of more frequencies. So I like to bring a little bit more of it back in. So I'll stop it at like 150 is great, but I like to keep it around like 140. For this vocal, I think it'll sound better at 140. And you can also change the slope to make it sound a little better, a little cleaner. You can make it cleaner by changing the slope of it. So watch.
I keep on thinking about my old days. I keep on thinking about my old ways. I keep thinking about the old days. I keep thinking about the old days.
This was before.
I keep on thinking about my old days. I keep on thinking about my old ways. I keep thinking about the old days. I keep thinking about the old days. Wondering what I'ma get into. I've been trying to run up the hundreds for.
As you can see, it kind of make the auto-tune a little cleaner, And then
So next, what I like to do is I like to do a low shelf. So we're gonna hit the low shelf button. I don't know what a low shelf is. It's this right here. That's it. That's it. What we like to do is we like to keep the low shelf around. We like to shelf off everything like below 700. We like to shelf it off around like 3 dB, 3 to 4 dB. So we like to give, to give the vocals. We like to take away some of the boxiness of the vocal. So this kind of give us a tone of clean. Like the tone is gonna be like cleaner because like some of that bass is gonna be gone. So you're gonna take some of that away, right? And it's gonna in return it's gonna make it a little brighter. Now if you got a bright vocal, you might want to add some of this to it. Like you might want to add it back up. You might want to add this in, and then it'll kind of mellow out the sound instead of it like that. But this is somewhat of a thin vocal, but I got a bassy voice, so I like to take some of the bass out either way it go, because I find when I add compression and all the other plugins that I'm gonna add, it tends to bring the bassiness up. So I like to take it out. Now, if your vocals are naturally brighter and you got a bright voice, you might want to do the opposite. You might want to do a high pass filter, shelf some of your highs down a little bit so it won't be as high. You can do this over here on this end, and it will look like that. Literally, it'll look just like this. You just low shelf it. If you feel like your vocals are too bright, you can low shelf it, and that should get the job done. So now, after we get this low shelf, we're gonna listen to it.
I keep on thinking about my old days. I keep on thinking about my old ways. I keep thinking about the old days.
You see how when I was saying that word, let me go back. Where that?
I keep thinking about the old days, wondering what I'm gonna get into. I keep thinking about the old days, wondering what I'm gonna get into.
It kind of takes like that, the sound, like let's say you got a stuffy nose, it kind of takes that out. Like if your nose like sound like it's stuffy or something like that, it's like a boxy. Like basically, it sounds like you're talking into the mic with your mouth covered. Like you could take that frequency out by low shelving it, and it'll sound way better. Way better.
I keep thinking about the old days, wondering what I'm gonna get into.
But to help it out even more, now this is where we're gonna use the bell. Now I like to use this fab filter because it got this right here where I can change the slope of the bell. So it comes like this. As you can see, the other EQ, on this EQ, we use the bell. This is all you can do. You can sharpen it and you can do it like this. That's it. But with this one, you can do that same thing. You can do this, do it like that, but you can also change the shape and make it thinner, so you can get real precise with what you want to do. So what I like to do is I like to have it like this, curved, and I like to thin it out, and I like to do like a little sweep for that frequency. So we're gonna hold this button and we're gonna play the vocal.
I keep thinking.
Right here, as you can see, that little noise, like the little box in this, it's right here.
I've been trying to show the whole team we the greatest. I've been trying to show the whole world we gonna take over. Get this shit a makeover. I keep thinking about the old days, wondering what I'm gonna get into.
And it also got this feature where it shows you the frequencies that are kind of like pointing out, like sticking out above everything else. So if you want to get this perfectly balanced, you can kind of use this to your advantage. This is a visual right here. So that's why I say like this is a visual EQ. It shows you the vocal while you EQing it and the frequencies of the vocal while you EQing it and stuff like that. So this is all I like to do on my vocals. I just like to clean up the bass because my vocal is a little bassy. I have a dark, like a deep voice, like a deeper voice. If you got a thinner voice, a high frequency voice, you got a high tone voice, whatever, you might not want to focus this much on there. You might want to do it the opposite way. You might want to tame your high end, and it's up to you. It's this go by EQing the vocal depends on the vocal. So whatever you hear, like let's say you want it to sound basically exactly like that person recorded it. Like you want, like if somebody is next to you recording a vocal and you hear them recording that vocal, you want it to sound as close to what you hear outside of the computer. You want it to sound close to that because you, at the end of the day, the song is gonna be, performed, played throughout the world. Once you release it, if you want to blow up, it's gonna be playing throughout the world. So you want it to sound as natural as possible. So because you don't want to be performing a song and then you can't sound like, your song. But if that's the sound you're going for, if you want to go for a high pitched sound like Playboi Carti, Playboi Carti probably can go that high with his voice and stuff like that, but he ain't gonna be able to do that really the whole song. But that's the vocal effect on his voice. That's the sound he was going for. Unless you're going for that type of sound, that's why I say EQ is basically a creative decision. How you want your vocal to sound. You just basically EQing it to your liking. You can have it too thin, you can have it too bassy, you can have it stuff like that, but most of that stuff is like opinion based. Some people like they stuff bassy. Some people want the bassy sound, some people want the thin, like they like it like that. Some people don't like it when they vocal sound perfect. Some people want a little dirt on it. Some people don't want their vocals clean. They want it to be a little gritty. It depends on the person. So like I said, like it's all creative. But now I'm finna show you how to do it with the other EQ. So we're gonna bypass this one. Then we're gonna go to the visual.
I keep thinking about the old days, wondering what I'ma get into. I've been trying to run up the hundreds for the.
Now, according to the manual, pull the manual up. It got two different versions. You got the brown knob, and then you got the black knob. This is the brown one. You got the black knob. Now, it say, this is for the brown knob. The low pass is 12 dB. It's a 12 dB octave. 3 kilohertz to 22 kilohertz. The high pass is 12 dB octave. 16 kilohertz to 350 kilohertz. Turning the knob completely to the left bypasses the filter. When split is selected, the low pass and high pass filters are placed before the dynamics, processors in the chain, right? All right, so for the low pass with the black knob, which is the one we on, that was the brown knob we was talking about. So for the low pass for this, it's the same exact things as above. Only things different is the Q is approximately 1.7, and the Q is this right here. That's the Q, or let me say this right here. That's the Q. It's how steep and how you want it to look. Okay. And when split is selected, it's placed before the dynamics, which is the same as above. Now, so with that being said, we're going to pull both of them side by side. And to do that, you will hold shift on your keyboard and click on the EQ, the plug-in. Now you can have two pulled up at the same time. So we're going to try to imitate this. So what we're going to do is we're going to play the vocal.
I keep on thinking about my old days.
And what I like to do is turn it all the way up.
I keep on thinking about my old days.
And I turn it down till it sounds normal.
I keep on thinking about my old days. I keep on thinking about my old days. I keep thinking.
Sound normal around 160, 163. But like I said, I like to go back a little more.
I keep on thinking about my old days. I keep on thinking.
This time we found it to sound a little better at 134. 134 is a sweet spot for me. Now, I'm gonna play it.
I keep on thinking about my old days.
Now, to do the low shelf, this is the low shelf part right here. This area on this EQ is the low shelf. Now, you can make it a bell like this by clicking this, and it will make it a bell. But you have no control on how. Wrong one. But you have no control over how wide you want to do that. No control. It's just right here. Well, for this section, anyway, for this section, this is the low shelf. You can have control. You can do the bells in this area. This is where you do your bells and stuff at. Your curves. You can change the curves over here. This is where you do that at. In these three. This is where you can clean up. This is where you can clean up your frequencies or add frequencies that you want to add. This is the high shelf, so it's the opposite, basically. The high shelf is basically this right here. This is what a high shelf is. You can add or you can take away. It's the same thing. It's identical. Literally, it's basically the same thing. It's just a different way of doing it, and you don't have the visual, so you're forcing yourself to use your ears, like, which I kind of like. I kind of like using my ears to do it. Like I said, like I couldn't just look at it and say, "Oh, this might be too much," and we bring it back. I can't just look at it. I have to use my ears and use what I feel is best. Because that's what it ultimately is just feeling. Like you feel like this sounds better right here. This is how it is. You feel something's better and you do it. That's it. You feel like it's better, so you do it. So yeah. Now, to do this low shelf, what we're gonna do, we got it at 6. And I like to cut off anything below 7. But this EQ don't let you go above 7. So you can compensate that with the shelf, with the bells. You can compensate for that with the bells. So this lets you go to 450. So what I want to do is low shelf 450. It stops at 450, so I'm a low shelf 450.
I keep on thinking about my old days. I keep on thinking about my old days. I keep thinking about the old days. I keep thinking about the old.
So we low shelf 450 by 3.5 dB. Sounds great to me in my ears. And then we're going to compare the two once we get done. So basically what you want to do is you want to get the widest you can get, the widest bell you can get. So this is how you get it to be like this. Turn it all the way to the left. You can get it super thin. Turn it all the way to the right. It's the opposite of this one. So you turn it all the way to the right, and it'll look like this. Similar to this. So now, what you want to do is you want to back off on it You can do about 3-4 dB.
I keep on thinking about my old days. I keep on thinking about my old ways. I keep thinking about the old days. I keep thinking about the old days. Wondering what I'ma get into. I've been trying to run up the hundreds for the I've been trying to get to the cash, get faded. I've been trying to show the whole crew we can make it.
All right, so now what we did, we stopped it at 0.75 hertz. We went back 5 dB. Now, I said about 4 dB, but I found that it sounded a little better to me on this plug-in at 5 dB. This is what I'm saying. Like it's all about your ears. Like you can make this EQ sound like this EQ with having different settings in that, because that's what it sounds like. It gives different tones. Everything got a different tone. Like how I look at it, I look at it like everything got a different feel and tone to it. So some people prefer using this. Some people prefer using the visual because they want to see what they're doing. Some people don't want to see what they're doing, so they can just use their ears and whatever sound good in their ears, because that's what matters really, how it sounds in your ears. So some people use it like that. I like to use both, for real. I clean up with this. I clean up my stuff with this one, but I like to add stuff, and I clean up with both. It don't matter. I use both of them. Sometimes I add with this. Sometimes I add with this. Sometimes I subtract with this. Sometimes I subtract with this one. It depends on what I'm going for with the song. It depends on what sounds best. Sometimes I try both of them, and whichever one I like best, I keep. It depends. So, like I said, we're gonna listen to it.
I keep on thinking about my old days. I keep on thinking about my old ways.
This is before.
I keep on thinking about my old
This is
days.
after.
I keep on thinking about my old ways. I keep thinking about the old days. I keep thinking about the old.
Big difference. Now, I'm gonna bypass this one. And guess what?
I keep on thinking about my old days. I keep on thinking about my old ways. I keep thinking about the old days. I keep thinking about the old days. Wondering what I'ma get into. I've been trying to run up the hundreds for the I've been trying to get to the cash, get faded.
I kind of like the way this one sounds. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of like the way the analog one sounds, because it's like I feel like this one sounds more natural, and I kind of feel like that's what you get once you use your ears to kind of EQ. You get like a natural sound that it'll naturally sound better with the one you use for your ears, because that's what you use. You basically use your ears to make it sound good to you. This one you kind of can go to looking at the stuff and kind of avoid going into areas that you wouldn't go to if you just had this, because you wouldn't know that. Like in this EQ, you might look at it and just do something, and it might be extreme, but it sounds great, and you like, I'm gonna keep it like that because it sounds great. This one, you might go too far down. You might go way down here, and you looking at it like, oh no, that don't look right, and you just might bring it back up and mess yourself up, and you're taking away from your sound, you limiting yourself and stuff like that. So I like to use both, but anyway, ultimately it's up to you. Next step would be compression, but we're gonna save that for another video. But this is how you EQ a vocal. This is how I EQ a vocal. I mean, you can EQ a vocal how you want to, but this is how I do it. This is how I prefer to do it. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe for more videos like this. I'm gonna be posting a lot more. We're trying to get the channel running. We're trying to get it going. We do gaming over here. We record music. We mix. If you need my mixing services, I got a Instagram, Mix by Vibe. You can hit my email, mixbyvibe@gmail.com. yeah, I be mixing whenever. You can just send a song, I will get it back as soon as possible. And so if you want your song mixed, you can hit me up and we'll discuss the prices for the mix. Just tell me what you got, then I will tell you the price based on what you telling me what you got. You know, like if you got the stems for your beat, I can mix that, and then but it'll be a little bit more than what it would be if you got the 2-track and just 2 vocals and whatever. It'll be a little bit more. So I'm not finna just go into details. Just hit me up and I'll give you the price based off what you telling me that you got. And I got a video on how you need to send the files. Check that out. So if you need to know how I want the file sent, just check that out. If you got Pro Tools anyway, if you got other like Logic or any other place like that, you probably have to go on YouTube and find another video, because I don't really use those softwares. I use Pro Tools. So, but if you need anything like that, just hit me up. Follow my Instagram at bigvibe_1. But my mixing Instagram is Mix by Vibe. Yeah, we're gonna be on this channel a lot, man. We're gonna be posting a lot of videos. Just keep in tune with me and just stay vibing with me. You know what I'm saying? We on the way. We on our road to 1,000. At 1,000 subscribers, we gonna be doing like a giveaway. I don't know what it's gonna be. We gonna do a giveaway though. At 1,000 subscribers, we gonna do a giveaway. We might give away like an interface. It might be like a Focusrite Solo. So we might just go to Walmart, buy a Focusrite Solo for y'all, and make sure y'all comment on the video though. So, cause we're gonna be basically giving back to people in the comments. Whoever in the comment and y'all need like an interface, just put interface and shit, or just put road to 1K. Put road to 1K in the comments, whatever. And we're gonna look back when we get to 1K. We're gonna look back at the comments. We're just gonna pick one subscriber. We're gonna message them. We're gonna try to get the details to message you. If you don't respond within 30 days of getting the message, we might pick another winner. So stay tuned in with me, stay vibing with me, and catch me on the next video. I'm out. Peace.